Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Rizal Memorial Stadium. My name is Vinny Vinculado, commentating along with Jing Hamlan. How are you, Jing?
Oh, feeling very good. Very excited for today's matchups. Got a lot of PFL action to enjoy today.
So we do have our match at hand here. Tuloy FC versus Don Bosco Garelli United. A lot to be excited for, Jing. And as you can see, the weather is really sunny out here. It did rain a while ago, but right now it's a perfect time to have a lot of football action here for today. But coming back to our match at hand here, Jing, we do have Tuloy FC against Don Bosco Garelli United. But Tuloy, I did commentate their last matchup against Maharlika. They did lose 3-2, but I'm assuming that they will want to come back in this match.
100%, and this is a bit of a Don Bosco derby actually between Garelli and Tuloy. And we take a look at the league standings, we see that Don Bosco Garelli United are actually in the middle of the pack with 5 points, but they've yet to see any action. Meanwhile, Tuloy has played one game already, lost that one, a close one to Maharlika, so they're going to be looking to bounce back. They're going to be very motivated, but it's time for us to see as well, what is Garelli United going to be all about this season?
Definitely, Jing. They do have a lot of revamps, a lot of time as well to prepare for this upcoming season. Again, it is their first match here, so they'll definitely want to secure those 3 points against Tuloy.
And let's focus in on Tuloy. They put in a good showing against Maharlika. Of course, wala sila nakuhang puntos dun sa laban na yun. Pero as we expected from Tuloy, some very entertaining football, great passages of play. However, they did concede a lot of goals from set pieces. So that's something to look forward to today. Is that something that they have amended in their training? Is that something that they've been able to snuff out and improve upon? Because it might become an issue again here against Garelli United.
Definitely, Jing. Maharlika did take advantage of their height in coming into the game. As we all know, Tuloy has a very young lineup, so of course their height's a bit shorter than Maharlika. But before that, let's take a look here of the upcoming matches of Tuloy FC. So again, they are playing Don Bosco Garelli United today, and they do have a couple of tough matches on September 28th. So that's Stallion Laguna FC on September 28th and Manila Digger on October 5.
It's a tough run out, and then it's Aguilas after that in Cebu. So there's 4 straight games where they are not going to be favored to win, which makes this game particularly important for them. And we take a look at their lineup, there's a lot of names that are becoming familiar now. You're looking at Halike, Nunez, the Saut brothers. These are players that are not only standouts for this team, but they have played in the youth national teams as well. So they might be young in age, but they actually have a lot of experience.
Definitely. I already saw the match against Maharlika, and you can really see the fight, the vigor playing against these more experienced, more veteran players. And you have here on screen Halike, who scored just before the full time ends. So as you can see, they do have that fighting spirit, and they have a lot of motivation to get back into this game and maybe get those 3 points against Garelli United.
Napakalaking bagay that Halike is off the mark. There's a lot of good build-up in the play of Tuloy, but if they don't finish it, they're never going to win any games. So that confidence to win will come from these goals, and Halike is going to be a big part of their firepower this season to get them going this early on in their first match. It bodes well for them moving forward.
Definitely, and you also have other players like Nunez, the captain, who will definitely connect that defensive play all the way to attack. So we'll definitely see that there. But before anything else, we'll be throwing you the interview for Tuloy FC's manager.
Usually, yeah, we learned a lot from that game. So we analyze the game, then we see we need to improve. Then we work on the field, in the training. Then I think we work so hard. So I think the players also they know already. So we are prepared right now for the second game. Yeah.
So Jim will definitely, as mentioned there, we'll definitely see a lot of preparation coming into this. Again, Maharlika did take advantage on the set pieces. So definitely defensive-wise, we'll see Tuloy more alert and ready for those set pieces coming from Don Bosco Garelli United.
One thing that these two teams have in common is that they have played in PFL seasons in the past where perhaps they've struggled, but we've seen great progress, particularly from Tuloy FC, so we're expecting a better performance from them today. And meanwhile, on the opposite side, for Don Bosco Garelli United, gusto rin natin makita kung ano nga ba ang progress na naganap in the time away from the PFL. Their last season was in 2024, so we've had a season in between since they've been in action, and you'd expect alam na nila kung ano yung mark na dapat nilang tatamaan, so you're hoping there's going to be a drastic improvement from their performances in 2024 to today.
And after that, Jing, after Tuloy's game, Don Bosco Garelli United also have tough matches. So you have Maharlika FC, Dynamic Herb Cebu, and Mendiola on the next 3 matches. So hopefully they learn a thing or two on this match and maybe apply their learnings into the upcoming matches.
One thing that they do have playing in their advantage is that they didn't play in the 2 first match weeks, right? So they had an extra amount of time to gel, to figure out their game plans, and really develop that unity in how they want to approach the game. As we take a look at their lineup here, quite a few holdovers from their previous squad, which means there is some continuity to their development. And then they've injected some UAAP standouts in the likes of Ariola, Arañas, Banagodos, and Bacon, right? So longevity, familiarity with one another, and you've added in some really good young talent. Very exciting to see where they are able, or what level they're able to reach here today.
Jing, I'm very curious on how, with the players you've mentioned, you know, there are some UAP players, but they also have a couple of signings going into the season. So you have Jack Gold, Renata Bangi, Ishi Shotaro. So we'll see on how they will gel and how their chemistry will come into this upcoming match.
100%. And we're taking a look at Banjo Mahina here, who is one of the veterans of the squad. He's going to be the man to look to for a bit of leadership and that string that connects the new talent to the previous edition of this squad. And when you look at their substitutes bench, actually, there's a lot of players that are of quality, who are veterans of the PFL, that are being kept out of this starting 11, which means there is quality on the pitch from Don Bosco Garelli United. So we're expecting a high level of play from them here against Tuloy FC, and we're going to get to know a little bit more about them when we hear from their head coach.
Well, we've been preparing for this league since last year. So coming from our first stint, new PFL in 2024. So we had learnings that we adopted to this team right now. So expectations, will be, I think, will be able to perform differently coming from our first stint. So we've had our preseason, and then for this one. So basically we've prepared as much as we can, correcting all the errors that we had before. So expecting that we will give everyone a good game this season.
Great words from Carl Claudio there. Both teams now ready to walk in. Tuloy versus Garelli.
So if you're just tuning in, again, we have our match at hand here, Tuloy FC against Don Bosco Garelli United. And yeah, a lot of build up into this. We're really looking forward into this match.
100%. We are going to be led on the field by Timothy De Castro. He's going to be assisted by Relly Balilla and Brian Huergo. Mick John Pineda on the sideline assisting the three on the pitch. It's a Don Bosco derby. Tuloy sa Don Bosco is where Tuloy FC comes from, and they're up against Don Bosco Garelli United. There's going to be a lot of pride on the line outside of the points that they want to garner. They want to be able to prove to one another who is best, and we are all set for a great game here.
Definitely, Jing. And just a bit of history, right? Tuloy FC actually played with them before in the past 2 seasons, and they did gain the upper hand. They did win 4-1. So, syempre, makikita talaga natin dito that we also have the lineup here seen in the screen. You have star players like John Lloyd Halike, who scored in the previous match, as well as the captain, Harry James Nunez.
It's been a year since that time, and this is still a year that a team that is very young in Don Bosco, right? In Tuloy FC rather. So they want to be able to get the better of this young side, this Don Bosco Garelli United. Plus they've got foreign talent that they've injected into their lineup. You'd think on paper, with more experience, with more talent from here and abroad, you should be able to take on this Tuloy FC side and get the upper hand. But they lost 4-1 in 2024. Just based on the organizational capabilities of this Tuloy FC side, the way they play, their method of play is so difficult to beat, and their familiarity with one another is so easy to see. You wonder, will they be able to overcome that? It's a great first test for Don Bosco Garelli United.
With that, we are underway. We have here our first match. You have Don Bosco Garelli United starting the game, playing from right to left, wearing their orange and black jerseys, while you have Tuloy FC playing left to right in their all blue jerseys. And as you can see, Jing, Don Bosco Garelli United calmly keeping possession and, keeping their tempo.
We hope they're going to be able to express themselves here against Tuloy, because once Tuloy are able to hold on to the ball, they're very good at keeping it, moving it from left to right, and finding the open pockets. So when you do have the ball, you want to be making sure that you're forcing Tuloy deeper into their own half, and that you're making them work defensively.
So a bit of a tussle, and then Tuloy FC have possession now, and as mentioned, as much as possible, they want to keep that possession, but great pressing here from Don Bosco Garelli United.
Oof. They have been given a way out by the assistant referee. Ball ended up in the back of the net, but ang sabi ng assistant referee on the far side, si Brian Huergo, lumabas na yung bola. So lalabas ang bola for a corner kick prior to that ball being sent back into an enemy forward. Tuloy FC let off the hook in the first minute.
Grabe, nakatakas talaga dun yung Tuloy FC, but they still have to defend on the set piece here, the corner kick from Don Bosco Garelli United.
Keeper comes out, he misses it completely.
Trying to push it away from danger. Floats it in. Great save there from the keeper. And a foul has been called.
Nakikita pa rin natin dito, they're a little nervy in those set-piece moments. Just about averting disaster early on itong Tuloy FC.
But the game plan is still here for Tuloy. Again, they really love keeping possession, as seen in the Maharlika game, despite the pressure from Don Bosco Garelli United.
Here's the thing, Vinny, right? Possession in of itself is not necessarily a positive, right? Keeping hold of the ball disallows the opponent from being able to score, yes, but when you give the ball away like this, in your own box, you're really just asking for trouble.
Trouble was there, but the keeper saves it, and that was a second chance for Don Bosco Garelli United, and their pressure has been pulling it off, but a chance here on the other side as Tuloy push forward. Just outside the box, a lot of blue shirts there. Takes it, but great defensive work from Don Bosco. A bit of exchange of play there, end-to-end stuff.
Two glimpses of what we can expect mula sa Tuloy. Yes, they like to pass the ball short distances. It looks attractive when it works, but when it doesn't, it looks terrible. And there were a few moments there where muntikan na sila. Muntikan nang makascore ang Garelli United. But in transition, you saw how quickly they could turn defense into attack as well. This game, it seems like, Vinny, it's going to be very open. And we're going to be in for a lot of entertainment in this match.
Definitely, Don Bosco Garelli United, as mentioned, this is their first match into the season. So marami silang energy in coming into this game.
I like the aggression that they're showing, the willingness to engage high.
Stolen there from the men in orange, and a counter here. But great defensive work there from Tuloy. Back to Antillo. And clears it. Tries to look for Saut. Now Don Bosco Garelli United with the ball. Pushes it forward. Tries to look for Mbida. Lays it off. The right flank here. Takes it. Bit of a deflection there. Nunez. A chance here for Tuloy on the break. Halike. Passes it to his winger. Now Tuloy passing it back. And here comes the possession play, slowing down the tempo from Tuloy FC.
First real opportunity for them to hold on and keep possession, try to work their way methodically forward.
Capistrano. Ooh. No foul. Is it a foul called? It is on number 5, Ariola.
Player from FEU, and also from Loyola most recently. A nice little turn there from John Henson Diaz.
De Gracia. Passes it to his left back.
This is really good for Tuloy. Chance for them to settle down a little bit. Medyo frantic yung umpisa nila dito sa laro nila.
Bale, nakakahinga na sila si Tuloy FC, but tries to play it long. And it is out for a goal kick for Don Bosco Garelli United. And we have here on goal Shotaro Ishii. Now it is Don Bosco Garelli United's turn. With the ball. Just couldn't keep possession. But high pressure there from Mbida. Runs it on the right flank, floats it in. Great defensive work there from Tuloy.
Capistrano tracking his marker. Bit unconventional with the way he dealt with it, but in the end, was able to deal with the danger.
Nunez. To Halike. Great touch there. Feeds it to the midfielder. No foul given. Play goes on. Great pressure from both sides. Saut.
Nunez still struggling a little bit here from the contact, but here he is on the ball. Feeling better.
Diaz. Again, Diaz did score the opener in the last match and scored just before halftime against Maharlika. So we may see a lot of attacking play from Diaz.
One thing about the style of play of Tuloy, you need to have a lot of bravery. If you are a player on this team, you need to be willing to take the ball, accept the ball in tight spaces, and you have to trust your teammates that they will be able to control in some spots that might be uncomfortable for others.
And a chance here on the left side. Will he take it? Great defensive work there from Banjo Mahinay. And maybe on the counter, Don Bosco Garelli United. He's on. A chance here. Will he take it? Weaven Wabin takes it. Great save there from Michael Jr. Antillo.
A bit of individual brilliance was being relied upon by Don Bosco Garelli United, and they got a shot on target.
But here, Tuloy FC on the break. End-to-end stuff here, Jeng. Alike with the ball. Tries to feed it on the other side. Will he find Urakoy? Saud looking for the open man. Gamboa. Great organized defending there from Don Bosco Garelli United. Very compact. And a foul given here. And a chance here for Tuloy FC.
And you see the game plan immediately mula sa Don Bosco Garelli. Pagkakuha nila ng bola, of course, they weren't expecting the whistle to be blown, but they had Embida already ready to transition down the opposite end. And even if it's a 2-on-1, you look at the size of Embida against this back line of Siron Saud and Capistrano, and he's just capable of bodying them. So that 2-on-1, it might not be enough for Tuloy. It's something that we need to look into in this match.
Definitely will see a lot of counterattacks from Don Bosco Garelli United, and as mentioned, Embida will definitely take advantage of that height and speed against Tuloy FC's defense. But as you can see here in the screens, we have a free kick. Nunez floats it in. A chance here at the right side. Halike, will he take it? What a goal! Halike! Beautiful shot there, Jing!
Incredible, John Lloyd Halike. Kaya natin siya minamark as a player to watch. Sensational strike. And that is our opener.
And this was coming from a set piece, and just Halike just strikes it. It was very fierce, a lot of power as seen here. And Shotaro Ishii can't get his hands on it.
Good work initially from Diaz to keep it in. Puts it on a plate. I think that's being generous, actually, when I say that, because there was still a lot to do for John Lloyd Halike, and he made the most of it.
Beautiful, beautiful shot there from Halike. But of course, the match is not over. Don Bosco Garelli United eager to get an equalizer here. And a throw in.
A different story for Tuloy. It took them some time to find the back of the net against Maharlika. Now they're off the mark very early in this game. It certainly changes the dynamic for their squad for the remaining 79 minutes.
Definitely, I think Tuloy, with that opener, they'll have a lot of confidence, still keeping possession in the attacking play here. But a chance here on the other end. Embida was closing into that ball, but Michael Antillo Jr. was up to it. And just 12 minutes in, as you can see here in our screens, for those tuning in, it is Tuloy FC who scored first against Don Bosco Garelli United.
I'm sure it's going to be a source of frustration para dito sa Garelli. Could have very easily been 1-0 up in the first minute after a bit of a mess that was made in the back line.
A bit shaky there from Tuloy. Definitely regained their composure in possession. But as I just mentioned, that a player did give it away. And here goes Aranas. But great defensive work there from Tuloy. And a chance here for them to slow the game down. Nunez.
And Nunez is going to be the other player to watch here para sa koponan ng Tuloy FC. He is the conductor, the orchestrator from the middle of the pitch. a lot of the first phase of their attack will run through him.
With Don Bosco Garelli United here. Floats it in on the center of the box. Bit of a dangerous cross. But Nunez calmly gets it. South. Plays it to Diaz. Great control there. Diaz with the ball. Still with the ball. And trying to look for an open man here. Tuloy. Looking for Capistrano. And it is a throw-in for Don Bosco Garelli United. Now this is a chance for Don Bosco Garelli United to bounce back from that first goal from Tuloy. Playing it here at the right side. Tries to cross it in. Bit of a deflection there.
3 players inside the box for the men in orange, but the pass was just in front of the crowd that they had advanced forward.
Antilio tries to feed Diaz. Too strong of a pass. Earning a throw-in for the men in orange. Great pressure there. Capistrano to Halike.
So far we haven't seen Nico Arañas really be able to express himself on this left side. He's been crowded out on 1 or 2 occasions. He's going to need to be effective on the left flank. Better from him there.
Nai, as mentioned, just bodying, covering the ball from the defensive players from Tuloy. And it does earn him and his team a free kick in a dangerous area just outside the box.
Very, very early on sa laban na ito, nakikita natin yung added physicality mula sa Don Bosco Garelli United. Just being able to shield the ball well here, using a bit of skill to get that ball behind his marker. And as you said, a great position for a free kick.
So we'll see who'll take this one. It is a very dangerous spot. They may take this on goal here. A lot of players behind the ball. Seems like number 13, Dun Banagodos. Will he take it? Michael Jr. Antilio fixing his wall. Referee blows. A shot taken. Wall did their job, but pressure is not over for Tuloy. Halike chasing. Great defensive work there from Tuloy FC.
Bit unfortunate from the free kick. It didn't clear the wall, and it's not a very high wall from Tuloy FC.
They'll definitely do a bit better if ever they'll get upcoming set pieces here for Don Bosco Garelli United. And as mentioned, Jing, they do have a lot of new players, so it is their first game here in the season. So definitely a lot of adjustments to be made. Great defensive work from Urakoy there.
Actually, from what we've seen so far, there's been a huge improvement from Don Bosco. There's definitely a bit more fluidity to their play, and they have more effective outlets in the players that they have recruited. It's a great opportunity here. Arañas!
He takes a shot on goal, but it was deflected as Capistrano was there.
But already they have a cutting edge to them, Don Bosco. But unfortunately for them, they've been hit with a wonder strike from Halike.
Speaking of Halike, great pass here. And a chance again, takes it just over the crossbar. Another opportunity for Tuloy FC to double their lead.
You look at the technique of some of these players from Tuloy. It's fantastic. He picks it out of the air, outside of the boot, gets it out of his feet. He set himself up perfectly, just could not get it on target.
Or alternatively, he could have passed it to Diaz. He was open, but a great chance nonetheless.
Pero kitang-kita pa natin dito, wala pang 20 minutes sa laro, that iba rin yung familiarity ng mga players ng Tuloy FC. They know where each other is going to be at all times, and they have full confidence in their capability to bring down a ball regardless of how you send it to them.
Right on, Jing. And then these players actually, they're very inspirational. Hopefully, we do see a lot of local players have this type of mindset. As you may know, modern football is about keeping possession, looking for the right man. So definitely a good sign for Philippine football.
I like to compare Tuloy as the tide that raises all boats, right? You're looking at a very young squad, fully Filipino squad, and you get a chance to see kung ano yung pwede mong marating, kung maganda yung structure mo, maganda yung style of play. Look at that shot.
That one was from jersey number 77, Saut, taking that one. But Shutaro Ishii was there to save it. Let's take a look here at the replay once more. Beautiful shot, looking for that near post. And Saut earning his team a corner kick.
Already scored from one set piece.
They just might score another here. Saut behind the ball, plays it short to Halike. Finds Nunez. A lot of players in the back. Halike, will he take it? He does, but it was over the crossbar. And I think it was deflected on Don Bosco Garelli United defender. So another corner kick for Tuloy.
Mixing it up a little bit, went short this time around. Nice little interplay with Halike and Nunez.
Passes it to Gamboa and plays it back. Tuloy with the ball. Don Bosco Garelli United. A chance for them to rebuild the play all the way from the back. Ariola. To his midfielder. Great defensive work there from Gamboa.
Love to see that, a bit of bite in midfield for Tuloy. Hindi sila kalakihan, but you want to see that aggression from them. And Gamboa doing very well.
Puso talaga, no? When it comes to football. Despite the height disadvantage, they're always there to take on the bigger man, Tuloy FC.
A lot of it had to do as well with being in the right places at the right time. And as we mentioned, no, Tuloy extremely well structured because they're so well coached, right? And they work a lot on their technique. So these young players, all of them, technically very, very crisp. And they know exactly what they need to be doing on the pitch at all times.
You can see here a bit of a build-up play from the men in blue. Saut tries to head it, but straight at the keeper. And Don Bosco Garelli United struggling a bit to have a foothold into this game. Tries to play it long to Banagodos, but couldn't convert that chance. Nunez. Saut, Capistrano. Great pressure for the men in orange. Feeds it at the right side. A chance here. Yeah, he takes it. Almost getting that shot on. Pressure not over here. Great covering from Urakoy. And then back to Tuloy. Gamboa.
Don Bosco engaging high, but not really committing to this press. which is allowing Don Bosco, or rather Tuloy, to kind of stroll their way through the orange shirts. Medyo nagiging stretched yung depensa ng Garelli.
And we see here Tuloy getting their passes in. Great through ball there.
Ooh.
No foul given. But play goes on. Still in danger, Don Bosco Garelli United. But maybe a chance here on the break. Gives it long to Embida. And a foul given to Embida.
Two crucial moments for the man in the middle. One a no call, one a whistle. Embida going up for that one. Is it a clean challenge for him? Both looking at the ball. Player from Tuloy gets to it. Siren Saut. Was it an illegal challenge in the air? Referee Timothy De Castro says so. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, was it a penalty? Was it not? Seems like there might have been some contact, but not enough for the referee to blow the whistle.
And we are almost 25 minutes into the game, and it seems like Tuloy FC has had most of the possession. But you'll see Don Bosco Garelli United playing on the counter, but a chance here for Tuloy. Trying to look for Capistrano at the right side. Just couldn't get contact there. But a dangerous play for Tuloy once more.
Tried to reach for it with his foot. You wonder if he tried to head it, if he would have gotten to it. He tried to let it bounce and then hit it on the rebound.
So a bit of a miscalculation there maybe. But you could see these Tuloy FC players playing from one side to another.
Incredible vision and a great run as well to get into that danger spot.
And an Orange tried to play there, a build-up play. But Tuloy's defense was up to it.
One thing we've noticed mula dito sa Garelli, they do have the outlets that they can rely on, but perhaps they're going to them a little too quickly, a little too early, and they're not allowing themselves to find that support in behind for the second and third balls. So right now they're looking a little disjointed when they do transition.
Again, chemistry does come into play here into this match, and it seems like Don Bosco still has to work on that, but eventually maybe throughout the match they'll get their passes in, their runs in to get that equalizer. But as of now, it is Don Bosco leading 1-0 against Garelli.
It's easy to get confused which Don Bosco is being talked about here, but Tuloy sa Don Bosco and Don Bosco Garelli. So we'll stick with Tuloy and Garelli on this one. But yeah, Tuloy ahead. And we were talking earlier about them being a fantastic gauge of the quality of this league. Tuloy, for all the wonderful play that we've seen from them and the promise that they showed in 2024, they actually finished 12th behind pa ng Don Bosco Garelli United. No? So they finished with 9 points. Don Bosco Garelli, despite their struggles, finished with 12. So, you know, you're talking about two teams who had a season away from the PFL, and now they've picked it up, and they have really developed quite staggeringly in that time. But it seems right now, in these 27 minutes, that Tuloy have developed a little bit more.
Definitely, Jing. A lot of improvements for Tuloy, but a great 1-2 here for Don Bosco. Floats it in. Ngay, will he take it? Another chance. Straight at the keeper. Great positioning there from Michael Antilio. But slowly, Don Bosco Garelli United are getting their shots in. And another great play there for the men in orange.
I'd imagine Ngai's going to have a few more chances in this game. He's just able to dominate his marker here one-on-one. Able to turn and fire. Got the rebound under little pressure. He's going to be a little bit disappointed that he did not direct that further away from the goalkeeper.
Tuloy here with the ball. Ike passes it back.
Interestingly, mas busy si Michael Antilio Jr. kaysa kay Shotaro Ishii between the two goalkeepers, despite Ishii being the one who has conceded already. Don Bosco Garelli have had quite a few chances already.
Most of them were definitely shots on target, so definitely Michael Antilio would want to keep that clean sheet, so a lot more organization on his defense. But on the attacking front, you have here Tuloy, and a foul given to jersey number 28, Traore.
It's one of the passages of play that will really frustrate a head coach. You give the ball away on a throw-in, they waltz into your final third, and you give away a foul when the player's back is turned to your goal. You've gifted them an opportunity here, and it's self-inflicted mula sa Garelli United.
And Jing, they did score on a set piece on that first goal for Tuloy. So let's see if head coach Taketomo has another trick on his sleeves with this free kick.
We've already seen three different versions three different varieties of corner kicks from them. So we'll see what they have in their back pocket here in terms of free kicks.
I think a bit of a fake there, maybe. But a chance here for Tuloy. Ooh. Hits the wall of Garelli.
They've always got something going on. A little bit of a fake, lull that wall and the goalkeeper before going direct.
Great anticipation there from Bacon. Runs being made here for Garelli. Still in possession. A chance here. Takes it on goal. Just hits the wrong side of the net, Jing.
For a moment, it seemed like maybe they had found the leveler, but it was the outside of the side netting.
That was Desmond Tuliangay who took that one on. And another chance for the men in orange.
Nakikita natin si Johan Embida, si Desmond Ngay, and in support, Yuta Yamaguchi. They're all very dangerous going forward. It's almost as if they're relying on the three of them to spark the magic in front.
A bit of a momentum shift the past 10 minutes or so. It has been Garelli taking on the fight to Tuloy FC. They've been knocking on the door, looking for that equalizer. Feeds it to Araras. Halike. Pressure here from Traore. Both teams struggling to keep possession. And Halike still has it. And a chance here on the counter. No offside. Ooh. Never mind, it was called offside.
Just a delayed flag from our assistant referee, Relly Balilia. Wanted to see how the play would develop. But you see John Lloyd Halike in that passage of play. He's just so much more composed now with a year of football under his belt, playing for the national teams, and also, you know, getting accustomed to playing with grown men. He's being able to ride the challenges so much better now.
Again, Tuloy FC's squad, they're around 18 to 20-year-olds or older, a very young squad, and they are doing well here against Garelli. But don't take anything away from Garelli. They're definitely hungry to win this match against Tuloy.
A pretty even game. Tuloy FC with their noses in front at the moment. Really, anybody's game still past the half-hour mark.
Great pass, Nunez. Passes it back to the defense, Halike. Gamboa. Passes it back to his keeper, Antillo, who has been busy. And a lot of pressure here from Garelli. But Tuloy always composed with their passing.
And this is where we see the contrast, Vinny. There's no real impetus for them to magmadali. No, they're waiting for their opportunities before they suddenly turn up a gear, right? Whereas on the opposite side, Garelli, everything seems to be, when they do have the ball, they're going 100 miles an hour all the time. And for Tuloy, they're switching through the gears, so to speak, and that allows them this control of the ball to dictate the tempo of the game.
And of course, that's the result of, training for years. They have been gelled together, this Tuloy team. So definitely their chemistry is 100% nga, kumbaga.
This is an area that has been open for Tuloy a lot. Diaz cutting inside, clear nudge from behind.
So that was Banagodos who took Diaz down. Another dangerous spot here for Tuloy to double their lead.
A tricky situation for Banagodos. He's had Diaz just float by him. He's getting into the danger zone here, entering the box. Do you want to make contact now, deny him from getting... It's a tricky situation, although he did have a teammate ready to engage.
But what has transpired here is a free kick for Tuloy, and it is Nunez taking this one. And Shotaro Ishii fixing his wall. Referee blows the whistle. Ooh, direct shot! Great save there from Shotaro.
Incredible strike from Harry Nunez. It looked initially, pagkapalo niya ng bola, it looked like it was going to go way over the bar, and then it just started to dip all of a sudden. And it was on target.
Beautiful free kick there from Nunez, trying to get his name on the goal sheet.
Sudden dip. Great strike from Harry Nunez.
Pressure not over here as Tuloy has a corner kick. Nunez. And it is an offside called here.
Quite interesting, but definitely a better angle from our assistant referee, Relly Balilia. I looked onside from where we're sitting, but we don't have the best vantage point. But again, it's always something new from a set piece. Right? Earlier, from Harry Nunez's strike, it wasn't him who took the previous free kick. It was Cyril Saud. And now they've had 4 or 5 different corner set piece varieties.
Tuloy has to be creative with those corner kicks because they do have that height disadvantage against taller teams such as Garelli. So you do expect head coach Takitomo Suzuki to come up with those creative corner kick plays. Nunez tries to give it to Saud. Couldn't get the pass. As a chance here for Garelli, the other side of the pitch. Takes it straight at the keeper.
Can't really fault him for taking that shot. Yuta Yamaguchi saw the space open up in front of him. Not too far away from goal, but that was an easy catch in the end for Antillo.
Keeping possession here, Garelli though. Managodos passing just outside the box, looking for a 1-2. Will he deliver it in? He does. Managodos with a shot. Straight at Michael Antillo. A busy day for him, Jing.
Pang gumagana yung pink niya na jersey. It seems like all the shots are going directly at him at the moment.
And on paper, I do think Garelli has had more shots on target against Tuloy, but they just can't convert as of this moment.
100%. Garelli has had more chances, but Again, you got to be able to beat the man in between the sticks. And if you're firing directly at him, you're giving him a great chance to keep that ball out of the back of the net.
Great head there from Traore. Managodos feeds it at the left side. Aranas delivers it in a dangerous area. Ooh, couldn't find anyone.
Great work from Arañas. Little stutter step. Got it in a perfect area in front of the goal. But nobody there to attack it for Garelli.
That's where you want to see Embida and Guy to be at. To take a shot in there.
And that's been the struggle para sa Garelli. Medyo may pagka-static lang sila, no? Pag nasa loob na sila ng final third. And you saw that their strikers were caught on their heels a little bit when Arañas delivered that ball. Nobody there ready to pounce.
So yun na lang yung kulang na component to get that equalizer against Tuloy. But they do have a corner kick here. They'll take advantage of the height difference against Tuloy. You see the tall players there. Johan Embida, Desmond Ngay. Floats it in. Ooh, great punch there from Antillo. Another cross in. Antillo's there. The pink jersey is working. A chance here on the counter. But Shotaro is off his line, clearing that one. Ngay tries to give it to Ariola. And a chance here for Urakay. But Garelli defense was up to it. And
end-to-end action we're seeing. It's a great sequence from the goalkeeper, Michael Antillo, who had some nervy moments at the start of this game, but came out bravely, punched it out, got involved. It's what you like from a young goalkeeper.
Definitely, those are proper qualities of a goalkeeper. Become brave. You have to command that box. So great work there from Michael Antillo Jr. Capistrano with the throw-in. Ooh, great work there from Saut. Beautiful play here, and then Halike on the other side. Great chance. And is it a goal? It is.
Guys, we're gonna need this entire sequence of play. What an amazing goal mula sa Tuloy FC. 4-5 players Diaz took out, got it to Halike. Another great sequence of play before firing that one in. I think Diaz might have gotten the last touch. What an amazing goal from Tuloy.
And you can see here the shot from Halike. And you can see Shotaro, he was furious in that one.
It's because he's all alone. Halike here with a fake shot, too hot to handle. That's 2 goals for John Lloyd Halike, pero kalahati doon siguro ibibigay natin kay Diaz for the amazing work on the right side.
Take nothing away from Diaz. He was just he was on the flow state going through that defense and just looks for the open man, and it was Halike who was there earning his team another goal. It is 2-0 here to Tuloy FC against Don Bosco Garelli United.
Easily 3, maybe 4 moments in this game, in this first half alone, where Diaz has had room to operate, and every time he's looked very, very dangerous. He went a step further in that last passage of play. What an incredible sequence and an incredible goal.
Very dangerous player, Diaz. He did score in the previous match. But another great save there from Michael Antillo. Again, Garelli tries to get into that attacking third, but still can't convert. But a chance here maybe just before halftime. The men in orange. A chance here, guy. Ooh, great save here again from Michael Antillo.
Oh my. That looked 100% goal. If you froze the frame just a moment before he released that ball, you'd say there's a 90-10 chance that that ball ends up in the back of the net. And Antillo sticks out a leg right here.
It was Mbida who took that one with his right foot. But Antilla said, nope, I want the clean sheet in this first half.
Oh my.
Great save there. But we're still here on the action. Corner kick there for Garelli. But great clearance there away from the danger area. And it seems like Michael Antillo is down.
He took a hit when he came out to punch that ball away. Speaking of flow state, speaking of a man who is on fire at the moment, Michael Antillo Jr. Incredible in the last 10 minutes or so. Again, was out punching that ball. Brave cleared everybody inside the box, got distance on it. Just moments after a one-on-one save, Antillo keeping this clean sheet for Tuloy almost single-handedly at the moment.
And again, he is playing against more taller players. But you can see Michael Antillo, he is very brave, bold with those set pieces. So he does deserve that clean sheet. But of course, Garelli still eager to equalize just before this half ends.
It must be very frustrating to be a player in orange at the moment.
Oof, tries to slide in. Like with the ball. Oof. No foul given here. Oof, it goes on, but we do have a down player from Tuloy.
It's a painful one as well as Cyril Sawit got clipped late.
Hopefully he's okay. And it seems like he is. These boys are tough. And I think play will resume here in a bit. And it is confirmed we do have additional time here, just a minute before this half ends.
Haven't had a lot of stoppages. It's been pretty free-flowing, this contest. Entertaining as expected, competitive, rather even despite the one-sided scoreline right now.
And an orange trying to get the ball here. And it is a throw-in for Tuloy.
Despite their struggles in this match, Garelli are not out of it by any means. They've had so many chances. They start converting some. This game changes very quickly. They've just been undone by one wonder strike and another exceptional goal from Tuloy.
It's a great build-up play there from Diaz to Halike, and that is it. That is halftime. Again, it is Tuloy FC 2, Don Bosco Garelli United 0.
Incredible half of football that we saw there. So much fun to watch in Tuloy FC. Ang sinasabi nga ng mga tao, they can get into a lot of danger zones but they just don't finish. Well, it's a different story today, Vinny. They've put away 2 incredible goals.
Definitely a lot to look forward to into the second half. Again, you can see here on the screen, Tuloy FC are leading. It is Halike who scored in the 11th and 41st minute against Don Bosco Garelli United. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, we are here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. My name is Vinny Vinculado alongside Jing Hamlan, and our match at hand is Tuloy FC against Don Bosco Garelli United. And as of now, Jing, it is Tuloy FC who is leading going into the second half. They have scored 2 goals. It is, again, once more, Halike in the score sheet, scoring the 11th minute and the 41st minute. So let me know your thoughts, Jing, on the previous halftime.
Tuloy FC, good value for this 2-goal lead. They took advantage of their chances, but it could have been a very different story. Very early on, may chances sana sila itong Garelli na makascore, but they just weren't able to take advantage of their opportunities. They've had more shots on target. But that man in the middle, Michael Antilo, has just been so good at keeping them out. Meanwhile, for Tuloy, Diaz and John Lloyd Halike have been contributing spectacularly for their cause.
Definitely, Jing. As you mentioned, the Tuloy FC has been dangerous, especially at the side of Diaz. He has been going through into that defense, and something really happens when he has that ball. But as you can see here, Garelli United has chances as well, but most of their shots are just straight at the keeper. They're really struggling to equalize against Tuloy.
But the good thing is that they are getting into those danger zones. They are making Tuloy work. However, Tuloy just have that extra piece of quality at the moment where their players have this capability to produce a bit of magic. This one, muntika na. Wala kay Harry Nunez. Garelli just need to turn the screw and find that next gear.
So, of course, if you're Garelli, head coach Mike Daniels thinking, how can we penetrate more on that attacking third? But as you can see here, we do have Tuloy and Halike. Great fake there. Fakes a defender and then just takes a shot with his right foot. And as you can see here, Diaz going through and finding the open man.
That was Traore initially na pinaupo niya. Si John Lloyd Halike may pinaupo rin dun sa kabilang panig. The Tuloy FC players, they're just so skillful, you know, and they have that low center of gravity that allows them to shift the ball from side to side very effectively. And what a finish, though. John Lloyd Halike, 2 rockets that he's fired into the back of the net. One directly that the keeper couldn't touch. The second one, masyadong mainit para sa goalkeeper.
Speaking on the second goal, as a striker, you do need that composure. Kasi your first instinct is to take a shot when you have that open space. But you can see here, Halike really took the time to fake, look at the situation. So he did fake with his left foot, and then he made that open space, earning him a goal.
And that's why you saw also, though, Shotaro Ishii was very, very angry with his defense because right-footed itong si John Lloyd Halike. So bakit ka nagsaslide and nagko-commit fully dun sa left-footed fake niya, no? So pwede ka namang mag-commit pero kalahati lang, no? Wag ka mag-dive, no? So that was a bit of a frustration for Shotaro Ishii, but at the same time, he got a hand to it. He also could look at himself and think, dapat I should have been able to keep that one out.
Yeah, we could see in the highlights previously, the shot was taken from Halike. Shotaro had his hand on it, but it was too hot to handle. So definitely, Shotaro will redeem himself in the second half.
Even if he did get a good hand to it, one thing that you would see on that replay, if you notice, was that Diaz was the only player that was ready to pounce on the rebound. And that says something about the mentality of Tuloy at the moment and where Garelli is at and where they need to improve. Right? There's just a bit of forward-footedness right now, if that's even a term, for Tuloy FC, where they're anticipating where that ball is going to bounce and they want to be there to take advantage and capitalize. Meanwhile, for Garelli, ang sabi nga natin in that first half, medyo may konting staticness sa kanilang atake, no? So you want to have a little bit more proactiveness in their movement, and hopefully that will translate into them being able to get off the mark here as they find themselves 2 goals behind with 45 minutes to play.
And of course, head coach Mike Daniel Riconala from Don Bosco Garelli United will be talking to his players and saying, hey, you gotta be proactive, you gotta be more alert and dangerous on the attacking third on Tuloy FC if we want to win this game. And it is official, we are underway here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. You have Tuloy FC in their all blue jersey, playing from right to left against Don Bosco Garelli United. wearing orange and black from left to right. So an exciting second half here, and a foul has already been given.
There's also a substitution that we saw. We saw the replacement of Gian Capistrano for John Rocky Grizola. Not sure if that was injury related or a tactical replacement,
But
or just fresh legs.
and again here, we do have Diaz. He takes it. Great hands there from Shotaro.
Left-footed strike from Diaz. Baka isipin nyo, kaya ko lang mag-assist. So tumira naman dito si Diaz. But again, his capability to just race down that right flank and take on his man without any worries whatsoever, it's proving a real problem for Garelli.
Definitely, that is definitely a hole that Don Bosco Garelli United has to fix. The attacks has been on this side, so we'll see if there are solutions to that problem going into the second half.
Again, look at this. It's just a magician at work at the moment.
Just outside the box, Alike. Just wide.
A failed clearance, almost shooting themselves in the foot. Halike, not the man you want to be able to pull the trigger from that distance.
Definitely, and as you can see on the screens, you have Dynamic Herb Cebu. So it is a triple header today, Jing. So we do have a couple of matches here. But before that, a yellow card has been given.
First booking of the day goes the way of Owusu.
So a yellow there, and we have a player down from Tuloy. But let's take a look at the replay on that challenge.
Looked like maybe a high arm that had made contact with John Lloyd Halike. This is going to be a better view of it.
Ooh, he did feel that contact, maybe just on his chin, but he does look okay.
Halike able to continue. And as you mentioned, it is a triple header today. We've still got Cebu versus Stallion Laguna coming up.
So that is 5:45 p.m. and then the last game, Manila Digger against Maharlika FC later at 8:30 p.m.
So much great action to enjoy here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Nunez tries to pass it to Halike on that free kick. And another creative set piece from Tuloy, but just couldn't convert it. Garelli now with the ball.
Bit of a change in dynamic now here with Garelli trying to play out, and it's Tuloy that's pressing them.
But they did get through that pressure. Tries to give it to Mbida.
That's one thing you gotta love about Tuloy. They like to play with fire, right? They're gonna press high. They have their center backs on the touchline. If you want to try to break our press, go for it. But we're gonna make this game an entertaining, fun to watch encounter.
If there's something Tuloy has, it's that never die attitude. But the men in orange here have it on the attacking third. Great switch of play. Ooh.
What makes this game or their style of play so much fun is, yes, it's entertaining, but there's an element of risk, as we saw there. No, pag pinamigay mo yung bola in these types of areas, it could be a real problem for your back line. But they're willing to play with that fire.
Definitely, that is something Tuloy has to watch out for. Those counter attacks from Garelli. Alike tried to get that in, but great defensive work there from Yamaguchi, Yuta Yamaguchi.
It's a bit disappointing from the substitute.
Just tries to feed Ngai at the right side. Play goes on here. Bacon. Straight at the keeper, Michael Antilio. Again, who has had a magnificent performance in the first half. Nunez.
Great awareness, cutting out the passing lane.
The left side here. South to Halike. who's already scored twice in this match. Tries to feed Diaz on the other side, just couldn't get to it.
Trying to return the favor to Diaz, who has been so kind to him as provider today.
Diaz did assist Halike on that second goal. Tuloy with the ball. Slowing the tempo a bit. Great pass there to Saut. Couple of runs being made here. Floats it in. Takes it. A vicious shot there.
You're starting to see the maturity mula dito sa Tuloy FC. You said they're slowing the tempo, but then all of a sudden they pick it up, right? So it's a nice switch that they're capable of executing now. And they're so good at letting the ball do the work when they have possession, right? And they're making Garelli do the running.
What I've noticed from Tuloy, there's always a free man to pass to. You could always see players in blue running, looking for open spaces. And that's the tactic that they have been holding on to. And then we'll probably see more of that in the upcoming matches that they have. And that is out for a goal kick. And you could really see the players in blue really up into the pitch. High pressure from them.
It's a very interesting tactic that they're playing right now, because you have the 2-goal lead and you can easily be like, okay, kayo na bahala, break us down, relax muna kami dito. But no, they're taking the game to Garelli. They're forcing the issue. What they want here, what it looks like they're doing is, kukunin namin yung pangatlo, tsaka kami magpapahinga.
Tuloy now with the ball. The high pressure did give them their possession. Nunez. Halike. Great passing there. Just couldn't give it to Saut. Chance here for Garelli. Nah, he couldn't get his foot into it.
Another impact of not having a lot of the ball is that when you do have it, you want to progress it quickly. And sometimes it's just a little too quick for Garelli. Whereas they can hold on to the ball, maybe regain a bit of their energy before expending it at a full throttle, kumbaga pedal to the metal right away. And if you lose it, matagal na naman bago ka makapagpahinga.
Again, that is something Garelli has to work on. I don't know, try nila kalma, like try to really keep possession, get used to the passes, and then maybe take on the attacking third of Tuloy.
It's a great example. That sequence of play right there, they just had received possession. Granted, it was a decent pass for the opening, but that means that passage of play for them to develop a bit of calm, a bit of fluidity, it goes away very quickly.
And you can see here, Garelli still pressing Tuloy, but Tuloy, again, they have that maturity, keeping the ball. Great break there from Saut. Tries to feed Gamboa, but great defensive work there from Garelli. And another set-piece opportunity for Tuloy FC.
Great transition from Tuloy.
And it seems like we have a substitution here for Don Bosco Garelli United.
Looks like naunahan lang sila ng konti, but we are going to see the introduction of Gino Clarino momentarily. Naglaro para sa what was Davao Aguilas back in the day. He is going to get an opportunity to showcase his talent here for his new club. Going to be his debut. One of a list of many standout players from the Clarino family.
Here Tuloy with the ball again. Calm, composed, in possession, but just gives it away. And we have here Mbida. Tries to get it through again from Mbida. Couldn't convert again. Lost possession there for the men in orange. Halike to Nunez. Tuloy FC passing it around. Aggressive defending there. And I think a foul has been given.
It's a rare loose touch mula kay Lupanco and allow the defender to get a foot in. We are going to see a substitution now.
So again, we have here Clarino. He is coming in for Aranas.
Perhaps not too surprising. Kung makikita natin, no, sa gawing kanan para sa koponan ng Tuloy, you have Diaz, who is such a potent weapon for them on the wing. He's always available, and when you do get him the ball, he does exactly what you want. Attack your marker, get the ball to a teammate in a dangerous area. On the opposite side, hindi natin nakita masyado yun mula kay Arañas. But he did make one really good run and get the ball right in front of the goal where nobody was able to take advantage. But outside of that, it was a quiet outing para kay Arañas. Ngayon, ipapasok nila si Clarino. They're hoping to get a bit of inspiration off the bench.
And speaking of inspiration, we have an opportunity here. In a great save there from a defender from Tuloy. But pressure's not over here. This play goes on. And finally, South clears it out of danger. But a chance here, very positive play from Tuloy. Feeds it on the other side, Halike. What a sequence of events there, Jing.
Siguro nag-iisip itong Garelli, ano bang klaseng dasal ang ginawa ng Tuloy bago nagsimula itong larong to. Ibang klase. Ilang beses na sila dapat nakascore. Somehow, some way, Tuloy have been able to prevent it. This time, a goal line clearance denying them a way back.
That was a beautiful goal line clearance. I think that was from Haren de Gracia. He saved his team from a disadvantage there.
Almost an instant impact from the substitute Clarino. His just aggression in the air, causing issues. But again, if you are the striker, Johan Mbida, nakailang chance ka na, no? You really would feel that dapat at least nakaisa ka na at this point.
And as you can see here, the stats, it was, I think, 57% possession for Tuloy FC. Ooh. Antillo gives it away. Crosses it in. Still on the attacking third, Garelli. Fortunately, it was to Halike. Halike now with the ball, a chance to slow down a game a bit. But feeds it on the other side of the pitch. Saut here at the left side.
You see what John Lloyd Halike just did there. It's subtle, but because of that action, there's 7 teammates inside the opposing half. And they've got a fantastic chance! Should have been 3. That should have been 3.
That was a difficult shot to take on the volley. But that was a beautiful run, a beautiful pass. Could have been 3-0.
A player of his quality, Halike, knows he should have put that one away. And what a run, what a pass to find him.
And that could have been a hat-trick for him, actually. 3rd goal.
But again, just going back to that point, dahil binabagal niya yung laro ng konti, it allowed his teammates to venture into the opposing half. So there's so much more to worry about for Garelli dahil may 7 other options siya.
But we have a great string of passes here on the other side. Ooh, great defensive work there as Ngai tried to cross it in. But here Nunez scanning the pitch, looking for the open man, finds Saut. You can see Nunez, he is that important player in the midfield role, controlling the game. Gracia.
Lovely pass into the pocket.
Tuloy, very calm in possession. Here in the left side, Halike. Passes it back. Bit of pressure there, gives it to Antillo. Garelli a bit high there. And you could see Tuloy's composure breaks that pressure from the men in orange. Great 1-2 passing there, but just couldn't get it. Traore was there. Diaz. Here again, Garelli moving forward. Will he feed it on his flank? A chance here, he takes it. That was Yuta Yamaguchi on target.
Konting gigil, konting frustration. Wala kay Yamaguchi. Medyo nag-dry up yung mga chances nila. So when he had a sight of goal, he took it. Kind of a low percentage opportunity for Garelli. We're seeing a real showcase of the style of play of Tuloy FC in these recent minutes. Simple lang, kalma lang. Find the open person and play the ball. Don't have to do too much, right? But you'd be surprised how difficult it is to play simply.
That is true, but we do have a couple of players down from both sides actually. A bit of a collision.
Shoulder check. Para kay John Lloyd Halike, who has been on the wrong side of some forceful challenges, but in return it looked like it might have been a headbutt to the side of the head. So 2 players down and potential head injuries, so really need to be careful with that.
Halike, of course, a very important player for Tuloy FC. He has been that goal scoring threat as seen here. Takes that volley, and he was a bit disappointed with that one. He could have had his hat trick.
Hindi lang yun, Vinny. A 3rd goal, this game is done and dusted. That's the nail in the coffin right there, and they could relax for the remainder of this game. But as it stands, 2-0, there's still a way back here for Garelli. They're not out of it. But the gap is growing. You know, from the first half, we saw medyo even eh. Nakikita natin, Garelli at any point could find the back of the net and get back into the game. Granted, they had that little goal line scramble not too long ago, but outside of that, it's been a quiet second half for them. Meanwhile, for Tuloy, naglalaro sila with so much confidence at this point in time. And that's going to be a cause for concern for the coaching staff of Don Bosco Garelli. They need to re-establish a foothold in this game.
Definitely, I think they will review this match. Head coach Mike Daniel Riconala will definitely take a look on the improvements that he could make, and hopefully apply it in their upcoming matches. And we see here in our screens treatment on a Don Bosco Garelli United player, Traore. And I think he's asking to be put back into the pitch. But yeah, it's good to see both of them are okay. Halike and Traore.
A touch of hands as well from the pair. No hard feelings. Football is a physical game. there wasn't any malice in the clash between the two.
And as of now, we do have a free kick here for Tuloy. It is Saut. Takes it directly. Ooh, the keeper did spill that one. But the defense was there to clear it out of danger.
Had to be quick with the reactions. That one hits the chest and it's right there in front of goal. It's a nightmare situation for a goalkeeper, but quick reactions from his defense.
But as you can see here in the screens, we do have a substitution. It is jersey number 20, John Levis Sahor. And I think there's a bit of cramping here, maybe. We'll have to take a look at that in a bit. But before that, we do have here the shot from Tuloy FC. Great save there from Shotaro.
Stretcher is out. Wouldn't be surprised if he is the one to be substituted here. Seems to be some cramping. But another substitution para sa koponan ng Tuloy will be their second one. I believe it's going to be John Sahor who's going to check in.
And the Tuloy player in the stretcher being led out to the pitch. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Number 6, Cyrus Gamboa, replaced by player number 20, Levi's
And it is confirmed Cyrus Gamboa is subbed out for John Levis Sahor. Maybe a chance here on the break for Don Bosco Garelli United. Great clearance there from De Gracia.
Definitely an aspect of the game that Garelli could take advantage of in these quick transitions where they are one-on-one, two-on-two. You'd bet on your player to be able to handle at least physically the back line of Tuloy, but they just haven't been able to get the better of the players behind.
replaced by number 93.
So time for some changes for Garelli.
Substitution for
This may be tactical changes, of course, to change things up a bit. Maybe with these new players, they can get back into the game. Garelli. Tuloy with the throw in.
Oof.
Bit of miscommunication there. Garelli with the pressure. Antilio calmly passes it to De Gracia.
That's friendly fire from Don Bosco Garelli. Two of their players coming together, and one of them is slow to get up.
I think that's Eugene Areola who's down.
Initially saw it, quite a bit of momentum in that clash.
Hopefully he's okay. So another player down here.
Great game from this man on your screen, Antilo Jr.
A lot of shots on target by Don Bosco Garelli United, but it's because of Michael Antilio Jr. He still has a clean sheet. Great performance from him.
Great character shown as well after a very shaky start. Recovered from that and has really put in a performance to remember.
He probably has like 7 to 8 saves, but another star player here, of course, Halike, the goal scorer. Scored 2 already in the first half. Looking for a third, maybe, in the second.
Easily the leading candidate for man of the match. And meanwhile, a look of concern from Car Claudio, and rightly so. He's running out of time. The momentum is not with his team at the moment. Although, he's not out of it by any means.
And Great pressure there from Garelli, forcing Michael Antilio to clear that out of danger. Maybe an opportunity here for the men in orange with their new substitutions, of course. Mahinay. Plays it long. Great head there from Tuloy. Maybe a chance here. Too strong of a touch. Goal kick for Tuloy FC.
This is where they haven't been punished yet. But it is an area of their game that they do need to clean up. Tuloy, they're up 2-0. But there are still aspects that need to be improved.
Especially at the back line, they do tend to stay there, but Tuloy here, Sahor trying to pressure Garelli. A chance for Don Bosco Garelli United to bring the attack to Tuloy. Play goes on here. Slide tackle from Nunez. No foul given. Play goes on. A bit of strings of passes for the men in orange. So a positive play here from them. Langi 1v1. Great defensive work there from Rizola. Great layoff there. Opportunity. Another great save from Michael Antilo.
Not today. The man in pink has been unbreachable this afternoon.
But a positive sign here from Don Bosco Garelli United. They're still knocking on the doors on Tuloy FC. He floats it in. Great punch there. Dangers still on Tuloy. Alike. Great pressure. Slowing it down. Looking for the opening man. Passes it back. Nunez. De Gracia. Back to Nunez.
Had two opportunities to get that forward. John Lloyd Halike decided against it. Medyo alanganin. And that's where you're starting to see the experience from him. In the past, he might have fired that one away and given it away. This time, they hold possession. And now, they can more methodically try to open the game up.
Maybe momentum here from Garelli. Goes in. Tanaka still has the ball. Nunez picked his pocket. Sahor, fresh legs. At the right side. Great defensive break there, but pressure is still on. Runs being made here. Great pass. An opportunity. Good defensive work for Garelli. A chance on the other side of the pitch. The left side here. Will he cross it in? He does. Great defensive work from the men in blue. Game starting to open up a bit. Halike. Great vision there on the right side. 1v1.
Definitely a wide open game now. Transition after transition. Here comes Garelli now.
No offside here. A lot of open space. Will he take it? A chance here. Too strong of a touch from Mbida. He had the opportunity there, but just couldn't get that control to set him up for a shot.
Both teams trying to get a bit of a breather. We've gone back and forth, back and forth.
Alike Gives it to Embida. Great cutback, an opportunity, takes it. No foul given, but great defensive work there from Diaz.
Great effort at just the right moment. Spotted the danger, made up the room very quickly.
And as you can see at the right side of your screen, that is Dun Banagodos, who is down.
Might have an argument actually. On the backswing, mukhang natamaan siya ng konti, at least in real time. But referee was in a good spot to see that.
You can see here Embida looking for the open man outside of the box. I think Diaz clipped him. But that wasn't enough to give a foul from the ref.
John Lloyd Halique holding his breath dahil pinamigay niya yung bola in a cheap way for the first time really in this game, where he's really just thrown it away.
Again, it is just 2-0. If Don Bosco Garelli United scores, the momentum may shift. Bit of miscommunication there. Owusu with the ball. Great clearance there from Tuloy. And it's just in that final third, Jing. Garelli is still trying to get that through pass. But speaking of, could have been a goal, but it's an offside.
Wow, offside for Clarino. It must have been tight. He was hugging that line, and he's away there. It's a great finish, by the way, to lift it over the goalkeeper. But as of yet, the stars haven't aligned for Garelli.
Michael Antillo and his pink jersey still has a clean sheet.
It's a real crucial moment in this game now. Para sa dalawang koponan.
Halique passes it to Saud. Just couldn't connect there. Managodos. A chance here at the left side. Thinks about it. Bit of miscommunication there. I think he was looking for a run on that attacking third, but no one made it.
Antilo taking off some precious seconds off the clock. And as I mentioned, absolutely crucial time now in this game. If Tuloy concede, Garelli have a lot of time to chase a second. And Tuloy have been looking a little wary, or weary rather, and just untidy.
Speaking of, they give away possession, an opportunity here. Will he take it? Pulls the trigger. What a save again from Michael Antillo. Pressure's not over though. A chance here on the other side. A shot. What a save.
He's got to be in double digits now, Antilo. Fantastic stop from him, but a moment that could have been avoided for Tuloy if they just cleared the ball. Instead, they wanted to play out under a lot of pressure, and now they're under a lot of stress. Quad vision replay here by Upstream Sports. Something a little different, something new.
Love that from them, but as you can see here, what a save there from Michael Antillo. But a corner kick here for the men in orange. A header there from Ariola. But great chance here for Tuloy on the other side of the pitch.
A great test right now for Tuloy. Just about 80 minutes into this contest. The legs must be a little bit heavier. You're holding on to a lead, and it's about being smart. It's about banking on a bit of experience here to ride out a Garelli United that is now finding a second wind. You just have to be clever in the way you use the ball And they've been that in the last 15 minutes or so. They just need to get back to it, need to clean things up, or else this could very easily get away from them.
Game management comes into play here for Tuloy FC. And a free kick here again for Garelli United. And slowly the momentum is for the men in orange. Looking for Mbida. Couldn't get it.
Napag-usapan natin at the top of this broadcast about how Tuloy FC set the standard for the PFL. There was a time in 2024, despite all of their attractive play, na tinatanong ng mga tao, do they belong in the PFL? Well, that question has certainly been answered in their first few matches this season. So close to getting a result against Maharlika, and here 2-0 ahead against Don Bosco Garelli United, and playing in a fashion that is extremely pleasing to watch. If this is the standard that they're setting, then all teams must rise to this standard, as they are the youngest of the teams, and a team without any foreign recruits.
It's a very bright look for Philippine football. Hopefully we do see a lot of more local players, local teams to make the PFL more competitive.
It's certainly very inspiring for a lot of teams that are looking to get into the PFL. If you have the right program, you could be playing like this, at this level.
And you can see here a bit of a tussle there. The corner of your screens. Will this be a corner kick? And a foul has been given. It is in favor of Garelli. Chance here for the men in orange to reset the play. Takes it long. Ooh, a chance here. But it's straight to Michael Antilo. Tuloy FC with possession. Only siguro around 10 more minutes until the match ends. But a chance here from Halike. Great control. Oof. What a great pass to see Halike's run.
Confidence to take that on his chest under pressure, knowing that he would get a chance to get a strike away. Taking that down.
And it is a corner kick for Tuloy FC. Short pass. Something expected from them. Halike with the ball. Covering it well.
Chasing a hat trick, by the way.
Still has 10 minutes, Jing. Still has 10 more minutes. Nunez.
So good with his close control. Cyril Sawat.
Here at the left side, Tuloy. Floats it in the middle. A chance here. Ooh, just hits across. Ooh, what a goal. Again for Tuloy FC.
That'll seal the 3 points for Tuloy. Second opportunity, no mistake from that right side.
What a play there for the men in blue. Nunez puts it in a dangerous area. I think it was an assist to himself.
Justin Lopanco got into the box, into the danger zone. When that ball comes ricocheting back to him, he holds his composure, and it's an easy finish in the end. A valiant fight back from Garelli to make this exciting. But with that goal, it just seems a step too far now.
A couple more minutes before the full time ends, and it's Tuloy's game now. They are leading 3-0.
They've found a way to improve upon the result they had when these last two faced off in 2024. That was a 4-1 win. This time, same gap with a clean sheet. Now, game far from finished, but it's just difficult to imagine Garelli scoring 3 goals here to still rescue a point.
But there is still a corner kick here for Garelli United. Maybe they can take advantage of the height. But again, Michael Antio Jr. was there. Punches it out, an opportunity on the counter. Tuloy, a chance here. South. Outside the box, great footwork. In the dangerous area, Halike. Oh, skies it. Could have been a hat trick for him.
Saw the headlines, saw the glory, John Lloyd Halike. He could have just squared that into Lopanco actually in hindsight. But he had a great opportunity, and really, he needed to do better there. He'd be the first person to admit that.
Back to Garelli with the ball.
Cyril Saud, iba ang abilidad. Turned on the Jets, and cut it back in, found a teammate. All that was needed was a finish.
Ooh, a foul here from Tuloy FC player.
Diaz, actually medyo swerte siya dito, hindi siya nabigyan ng dilaw.
I was expecting that yellow card.
Medyo mabigat yung touch niya, nakawala sa kanya yung bola. He knew what he was doing. He tried to break up the play. Ang layo niya sa bola actually.
Could have been a yellow. Free kick here for Garelli. Of course, Michael Antio Jr. would want a clean sheet as the match is almost ending.
He deserves one, Vinny, for the hard work that he's put in, the incredible saves that he's pulled off, the amount of duels that he's won in the air, for all of the attacking flair of Tuloy. His presence in between the sticks has been massive today.
Halike. Lupanco passes it back. And Tuloy still playing forward. Despite the 3-0 lead, they still want another goal. Ooh, great pass there.
That's the thing about this team. There is no other way. There is their style, and they live and die by it.
They just keep moving forward, Jing.
It's what makes them so much fun to watch and so easy to root for.
It's out. Dangerous attacking player. But he opts to pass it back.
Isa sa mga pinag-usapan din natin earlier in this match, napaka-importante na makuha nilang resulta dito kontra sa Don Bosco Garelli dahil ang hirap ng mga parating na laro para sa Tuloy. All what you would imagine to be top 6 teams in the league are coming their way. What a confidence booster for them. Not only to likely get the win here against Don Bosco Garelli and get them off the mark this season, but to do it in style.
You'll see later in the highlights on the build-up play that they've had. They have beautiful, beautiful goals. Tuloy. You can still see here trying to build up. At the other side of the field. Oh, Nunez. Great work there to switch the play. Clears it away from danger. Shutaro. It's out.
The loose pass from John Lloyd Halike. Dito natin nakikita na despite how impressive the plays has been from Tuloy, alalahanin natin, batang-bata pa to, mga players na to. There's still room to grow, things to improve for them. And it's what makes it so exciting to see this journey of theirs, because we're seeing them grow leaps and bounds so quickly in such a short span of time.
Definitely something to look forward to this Tuloy side at the upcoming match. And it is confirmed we do have additional 3 more minutes into this match. Saut tried to curl it in, but hits Sahor. And a goal kick for Garelli.
2.5 minutes remaining in this contest.
And it's safe to say, Jing, 3 points for Tuloy. Ooh, just maybe a chance here. The game has died down a bit, but Garelli would want to score a consolation goal. But Michael Antilo has the ball now, and we do have a down player. Maybe a bit of cramps, tired legs into the pitch.
Harry Nunez needing a bit of treatment. Had a fantastic game today. Isa sa mga players na talaga may enjoy mo kung nandito ka sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, dahil a lot of the time, the things that he does is not things that are easily detectable by following the ball around. You know, he's very clever at taking up pockets of space, and he keeps the game very, very simple, and he looks like he has a lot of time. And when you're operating in the area of the pitch where he's at, in the center of midfield, to have that kind of room, that kind of space to operate means you are very good indeed. And Harry Nunez is showing that he is a very capable and crafty player in the center for Tuloy. Meanwhile, Marvin Angeles papasok dito para sa koponan ng Garelli United, making his debut for his new team. And I believe it was Tahan, no, na ipapasok na rin. So, you know, the version of Garelli that we've seen today may not be the version of Garelli that we see in a few games' time, because they do have new recruits, new players that they're trying to bed in. And you wonder how their tactics will change as this season progresses.
Definitely a lot of adjustments to be made here for Don Bosco Garelli United. Again, this is their first match, so they'll take a look at this game, review the places of improvement, especially on that attacking third. They did have a lot of shots on target actually, but they just couldn't convert. So definitely something to look forward to into their upcoming matches.
Definitely easy to see that this game could have had a very different story if that ball had ended up in the back of the net for Garelli on a few occasions. They had some great chances. However, the real point of concern para sa Garelli really should be their lack of control of the match against a younger side, a smaller side. That should be perhaps where their focus should be, because with a little bit more control, this game would have had a different trajectory.
Now Tuloy with the ball. Again, they're still playing forward. Great pass there into the middle. Positive play here. Garelli. A pass. Ooh. Yamaguchi couldn't get his foot into that. And it's a goal kick, and that is it. Jing, it is 3-0. It is full time. Tuloy, what an impressive display. Amazing game for both teams.
Masterclass para dito sa koponan ng Tuloy FC. They did everything that they hoped for in this match. Control the game, control the ball, get into dangerous zones, score some great goals. John Lloyd Halike, spectacular today with a brace. And, you know, they are growing in confidence, they are growing as a team, at nakikita natin ibang klase ang kalidad ng Tuloy FC when they are able to express themselves.
Definitely. Again, it is 3-0 here. And let's just take a look at the highlights here. Shutaro has had beautiful saves, but Tuloy just kept pushing forward, playing positive football, and that earned them the 3-goal lead that they have.
It took them some time to find the back of the net in this second half. Needed to ride out some moments where, Garelli was growing in confidence, but Tuloy, nakikita natin, iba na ang asta nila as a team. They know how to handle the pressure. They've had moments where medyo nagkaroon ng problema, pero hindi nawawala yung kumpiyansa nila sa isa't isa, no? So, grabe ang progress na ipinakita dito ng Tuloy, and they are fully deserving of not just the 3 points, but the 3 goals that they got.
That's what I love about Tuloy. The game plan never changes. Despite the goal line, despite what's happening on the pitch, they want to keep possession, they want to keep what they've trained for, and that's what earned them the win today.
And shout out to Michael Antilo Jr. for a fantastic game as well. Incredible performance from the young man in between the sticks, which really anchored their back line and allowed them the platform to build going forward. 3 goals. Fantastic performance.
Again, so we do have Tuloy FC 3 again against Don Bosco Garelli United 0. We still have upcoming matches. So again, my name is Vinny Vinculado with Jing Hamlan, and see you soon.
Congratulations on winning the game. What went through your mind during the game?
Can you repeat?
What went through your mind during the game?
Through the game, nag-focus lang po kami sa tinuturo ng coaches namin, and then in-apply po namin dito. That's why deserve po namin manalo. And then itong tournament na to is pinaghandaan po talaga namin. Ang dami po naming pinagdaanan. Nagkaroon po kami ng tournament na Tuloy Invitational Cup, and then nanalo po kami. Then po, deserve po namin manalo dito, and papakita pa po namin. Kailangan namin pakita dito sa PFL.